Hey guys, how are you doing? Just adjust my camera over here. Ready for the game?
And the winner's cup there, sitting on its bib, tantalizingly close to the players. They go either side of it as they come out of the tunnel. It'll be there for some a week from today.
Everyone enjoying the game? I probably won't know if the chat is enabled or something is wrong because something is just popping up over here.
England's 40 points in their quarterfinal defeat of Ireland last week.
It's going to be a big game, guys. It's going to be a massive one. That second row battle especially, that's going to be a big one. Sorry for actually only coming on live now. I've been having a lot of Wi-Fi problems this whole morning. Been struggling the whole time. I didn't even have time to have a test run. So hopefully everything goes smoothly now. Let's see. Next. Sorry guys, it seems that the chats are offline. I'm gonna try and fix that. Kan nie chats lees. For some reason, I just doesn't want to fix. Okay, but anyway, I have a plan B to get the chats over here. What's your prediction for the game? Who do you think is gonna win? What's your predictions for the game, guys? Okay, so plan B. I think New Zealand. I think it's the best chance England's has had in a long time to win. But I think New Zealand is gonna win this one. It's just an interesting one with New Zealand backing one of the Barrett brothers on flanker. So meaning they're not really test as much on ruck time. Yeah, 63-10. That's a big prediction. Hey, it's the All Blacks. They can do anything. If anyone can have a legendary semi-final like that, it's them. Yeah, they've been winning all. I think they'll probably also continue to win everything. But it's gonna be a big one. It's not gonna be just a soft one. Don't underestimate England. Don't underestimate them. They've been in great form.
Wonderful rousing anthems. What a moment for the Barrett family. The three brothers standing, arms around each other's shoulders. They became the first three brothers to start a Rugby World Cup match earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, I can, but I can't because there's a lot of other people from a lot of other countries tuning in, so I have to just consider everyone.
Forming a formation of their own. Joe Marler's going all the way.
Ah, England going for their own formation. This is awesome. This is a good one. This is interesting.
Well, there's a bit of a discussion between the match officials here. They're trying to get Joe Marler to go back behind the halfway line.
They want to get Joe Marler behind the halfway line. They're not going to get that right. I understand. English are ready for this one. Not, it doesn't give the English nightmares. You can see they're ready. Ah, this is cool. Sorry, I'm just intrigued a little bit by how England is standing ready for that spearhead. Here we go. Let's get it.
Down the gauntlet and accepting the challenge. England may have crossed the line a little bit there, but no one cares. The way they accept it.
No one cares.
Well, he's been quite vocal during the week. He's clearly had a little plan about facing up to the All Black Challenge, facing up to the
Eddie Jones and Steve Hansen, the two masterminds behind these two teams, they are brilliant. They know what to expect from the other guys.
Why did I say they
Still
crossed
having
the
a couple
line?
of verbals with the match officials as he leaves the field. Courtney Laws had so much of his rugby on the side of the scrum. Victor's the mobile second row.
New Zealand for the first try. Okay, that's a good prediction. I think it's probably a safe prediction as well.
So many key players in this team.
They usually do score first.
At club level.
Let the other team play a little bit of catch-up rugby.
They have achieved both in English Premiership and European rugby. Serves them well on an occasion as big as this one.
They're familiar with each other. As I mentioned earlier, trying to rewrite the script, trying to have an era-defining performance from England. What a build-up it has been to this game, but England already keeping the All Blacks waiting.
Savia dancing to the music. He looks relaxed.
At Super Rugby level, covering blindside flank, but on the other
England
side,
keeping
also
the
certain
All Blacks
players
waiting.
he's pretty successful. So, and it's really
England doing their own little mind games, taking their time for kickoff. Everything's mind games.
Just one other very interesting combination. Some guys like the Brady Retallick start together today for the 54th time.
I'll maybe update you a little bit while it's happening. Then I'll tell you what the rule is.
The crowd's going to count them down. And the man who referees the last Rugby World Cup final, Nigel Owens, between
Okay, New Zealand secures in the 22. The
for New Zealand. And the World Series concern was put into the on. A fantastic box kick.
Sorry, I see it went offline again. I've been struggling the whole thing. I just can't sort it out. I've been struggling so much and I didn't even get time to do a test run. So, yeah, that's why my chats aren't working right either. Anything. Hey, Grant, I'm happy to see you're here. Are you watching everything live for a change or are you behind or again? Daly cuts through. Goes Watson around the corner. England on the 22 of New Zealand. England looking to run with it. Going out wide.
Go.
There's space out wide if they shifted. Maybe not the skip pass was alright.
Sure.
New Zealand scrambling.
Sinclair. Oh, yeah. England's going to score the first try over here, it looks like.
Youngs for
Courtney Laws.
New Zealand's
There, try time. Tulagi. Okay, the first prediction of the game so
Under
far
2 minutes.
has been wrong. First try for England under 2 minutes. Yeah, I might have a feeling that England could do something if they're running like this. My SkinnyBru doesn't agree with me either. I said New Zealand by 9, if I remember correctly. So you're a little bit behind again. Ah, man, it sucks. Yeah, wow. England got the first try. Tulagi was always going to bust through there. Doesn't matter who's in front of him. He's big enough to go over there.
Speedy, quick, using the tips, moving the ball out wide.
Score 7-0. I'll put my board back here now. My girlfriend's just updating it.
But it was all made by the fast switch of play to the outside. New Zealand had no answer to the England outside backs. They started with an attacking 10-12 combination. They started with a couple of flyers as the loose sports. And, well, Danny Jones could not have planned it.
So first try done before in the first 2 minutes, in the first 3 minutes. Score 7-0 for England. That's how you kick off against New Zealand. Get the quick tries.
Youngs.
Go.
And Jojo giving chase.
Aye.
Leon, guy wasn't offside. Yeah, England really did score a great one over there. They played well there. Ripped away from England. Etoje running, still running on the halfway line.
After back from Sinclair. Now Farrell.
First kick again from England. Wow, it's in the corner there.
Cracking back.
Bridge forced to kick.
Slash off the boot from George Bridge. Wow.
Thanks, man. Thanks. A prop getting stripped by number 10. That's not something he's going to want to remember. Okay, line out time for England just outside the 22. England gets their own throw, going to the short side. England inside the 22 of New Zealand, looking to run with it. Going Farrell, Tulagi, breaks through the line.
Able to breach the tackle of Antonina Brown.
England's just going through the line relentlessly. So far, New Zealand is holding up, but they are losing meters.
It's high-paced.
Still, all the way. England probably about 10, 15 meters away.
Quickly on to
Maybe not the best choice to kick the ball there. Good you under a lot of pressure with the ball. Still running with the ball, though. And New Zealand secures it, kicks the ball for touch on the 10-meter line. The kick from England there wasn't the best choice. They gave away the possession there. They were going for it, but that kick was ridiculous. It was a 1-on-4 situation. Farrell did not do the right move there.
England carry on.
So what's your predictions, guys? I see there's a few more people that joining. What's your predictions for the game? Score prediction.
It's the angles, it's the direction of where they're carrying that's catching New Zealand.
Okay, second try for them. And what are you going to do if you get this one wrong as well? Okay, out wide for England. just on the 10-meter line. Tulagi carrying it forward. Vanipola carrying it forward.
Sinclair
Strange move from Sinclair.
out the back.
Going wide, Watson, the winger, has the ball.
He's back on his feet.
The English are really throwing the ball around a bit, and that's probably what you want to do against New Zealand. You need to up them with their type of game as well. Good carry from England's number 6.
Farrell again.
Out wide to Lucky. May has the ball. They're in the 22 of New Zealand again. Sinclair carries it forward.
In last week's quarterfinal, his 50th Test match. He goes again.
Stolen from New Zealand at ruck time. I think the guy was on his feet, Jenny. The guy was on his feet, so you can contest at ruck time when you're on your feet. You can't be on your knees or rest on the other players. You have to be standing on your 2 feet, grab the ball, then you can contest for the ball on at the ruck time.
Up from fullback.
England by 3, Grant. Okay. I think if England would win this game, I think it would be a small one. Re-stepping a couple of players on the English 10-meter line. Interception. Tulagi has it. Going out wide. May has it. They're running. Scott Barrett is doing really well to chase. Oh, and not on time. New Zealand carrying it forward again. Scott Barrett really showed some pace there to catch up with Johnny May. He was supposed to be away all day. Okay, New Zealand has advantages in their own 22. They'll probably try and do something funny, but that funny move from Mr. Mallet didn't work. Oh, Johnny May was supposed to be in. Scott Barrett really showed some pace, and that's why he can play on the flanker. Wow. I can't believe it. Yeah, I might be a little bit behind because of the Wi-Fi, but yeah, sorry about that. Either you need to pause your game and catch up with me, or just take it. Both teams want the ball, but at the moment England is winning the battle. Maybe it's going to change now. New Zealand carrying it forward on the 50-meter line. On the halfway line, why would I say 50-meter line? New Zealand overlap out wide. Bridge carries it. Hard connection there. Yeah, hopefully no cards ruin this game. I would hate any cards ruining the semi-finals.
Scott Barrett. Grabber from
Bowden Barrett trying to grab her in. They just kick it back to him anyway, and Barrett running. And up and under. Easy mark from Ford. Yeah, they need to suffocate them. They can't be playing a game that isn't natural to them. It's Geordie and Bowden, so Scott is probably supposed to be fast. Sorry about the connection, guys. I can see it keeps disconnecting. The best South African player, in my opinion, at the moment, I think there's not going to be a lot of people disagreeing with me when I say Cheslin Colby. I think he's worldwide probably the most renowned player at the moment. And if you look at his ratings, I like to follow RPI ratings. It's Rugby Pass ratings. They rate players on how they perform and everything. He's the highest rated South African player. So I do think Cheslin Colby probably, he's just world class. Are you more nervous for this game? No, I don't know, man. As a South African, I'm very nervous for tomorrow's game. Wales can surprise. With Gatlin in charge, anything can happen. New Zealand has the 22-meter line out on England's 22. Superstar of the tournament, all teams, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a difficult one now because it hasn't actually been like a tournament where one player has really stood out like in other ones. Like think of previous tournaments like say 2007 World Cup where Raina Bana scored like 7 tries and stuff. This one, it's not really.
Not the platform they were looking for.
Probably someone like Bowden Barrett, but yeah, I don't know. New Zealand has had a lot of like easy opponents. I don't know. What do you think?
Johnny May with
Yeah, no, the Islander is definitely more important to the box than most people realize. I do think.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen Aaron Smith.
I see the thing is disconnecting again.
That's a one Barrett to the ground as well.
No, the Islander is very important. Sorry about that little bit of a delay. I'm just trying to get this thing
New Zealand not look on.
completely on the right time. Japanese player, yeah, actually, that's a good point. Some of the wingers maybe. England carrying it forward on the 10-meter line of New Zealand. Wow, this thing is lagging a lot. Sorry, guys. England carrying it forward all the way. They've been going over the gain line the whole game. Vanipola rushing into Aaron Smith. Poor guy. Out wide overlap for England. He's not using it, just carrying it forward himself. Daly. Makavenipola on the 22-meter line of New Zealand. New Zealand under a lot of pressure. Farrell carrying it forward. Aaron Smith got it. Stole the ball from the ruck. They've been saved a couple of times now. New Zealand is just hanging on a couple of times now that they've almost given away a try and then just hanging on to it.
I think that's what's catching the All Blacks a little bit. It's the speeding and attacking, like moving the ball around. The variation, not going up one channel, mixing it up, but sometimes it's the picking. That was a great steal from Aaron Smith. Jumping inside for the first time.
Okay, England going for the line out again. 10-meter line of New Zealand. They run again. Tulagi carrying it forward. A lot of England's plans are going to be a little bit of a problem if Tulagi does get injured. They've been throwing away their chances, and that's the type of thing you can't do against New Zealand. England's locks are very good. Laws and Etoje. England in their own half of the play again. But still, every time they get the ball, they carry it forward. But it kind of looks like New Zealand isn't trying to make dominant tackles. If you can look at it, they're not going in hard. They are kind of just stopping the guy and then going for the ruck. Mahunga stepping through a couple. Out wide for New Zealand. New Zealand has advantage. This means they're going to start running with it. Retallick almost breaking through the line. Bowden Barrett cutting through. Interception just in the nick of time from England, meaning they're going back for the penalty. What do? Probably go for poles. Depends on the distance.
Well, that's a brilliant breakout again from England.
That move from England really worked well. That's just a shame they tried to overplay it, Farrell. I don't know what he wanted to do there anyway. There were guys all around him.
First opportunity for it, and
I see this thing keeps buffering for some reason, but it's playing. There's just a circle going around my head the whole time. Look like an angel.
messaging there will just be absorbed, and that's what New Zealand are doing. England have a big opportunity. Johnny May to take Farrell there, still with.
Or is it actually giving problems? It doesn't look like it.
So much of this match. You've got to utilize this.
Okay, no problem. Enjoy the match. See you later. Oh, okay, that's a great one. So you're a tall fellow, Chester. I have no idea what that means. Sorry. Like, I can't translate it either from my screen. So if anyone can, that would be awesome. Okay. Okay, New Zealand has the line out, going for a maul. England looking like they're going to stop it. Maul has dropped, but it looks like it dropped by England. Dropped by New Zealand. Etoje over the ball. Well done. Stopping the ball there. Well done. That was a brilliant one. I don't know how the hell he got over there. Just getting his arm over the ball. Aaron Smith couldn't do anything. Aaron Smith putting his full body weight in there. Etoje just not releasing it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's tall. That's tall. That's not like professional rugby lock tall, but Franco Mostert and those guys, they are locks that are actually under 2 meters tall, so that's fine. So you played lock and prop. How the hell does that work? Too heavy to be picked up or what? Yeah, guys, please translate if you can. I just can't copy and paste and put it onto a translator at the moment. My internet is really giving me problems here. That took some time. Usually in a South African game, there's a scrum in the first minute. Because there's a knock-on. Pack weights, 920 kgs to 929. Very heavy packs, very equal as well. Who's the guy that's heavier in the New Zealand pack? Probably Scott Barrett. He's another lock in the side. Probably giving them that 9 kgs. Sinclair actually dropped a couple of times last week when he called for Garcia to help him a little bit, or for Poit to help him a little bit on the sideline. So he's up against Moody this week, who's also struggled a couple of times through the year, but it looks like he's back to his normal self, scrumming at his best. 8th man and scrum off from Donnie Craven. Yeah, there's always some players that can just do everything. Like Schalk Brits, who's played at the center and then switched to loose forward and then switched to hooker. So he can just do everything. But 8th man and scrum off, that's a big difference. I know guys like Matt Ghetto, he started out as a scrum half. Matt Ghetto could play scrum half, number 10, 12. 13. He played on the wing sometimes and fullback, so the whole back line.
That's one of the biggest surprises to the neutrals was the
Grant, did you play rugby?
A two-time Rugby World Cup winner.
Okay, let's try the scrum again. Okay, scrum stable.
Quickly out for Youngs. Watson.
Going on the short side, don't know what they're doing. Losing a lot of meters there.
Scott Barrett with the tackle. And then Sabia with the attempted steal. Lewis. Youngs.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, it's actually a lot of amateur teams are like that as well. There's like only one tall guy in the team, and he's the one lock that gets lifted up. And then whoever in the forwards, that's the skinniest, they get lifted up again as well. Tackled out. Great tackle from Johnny May. Like I said in the week, I think England is going to really cover the cross kicks a little bit better than Ireland did, because England is more geared for cross kicks like that. It's something they really handle well. They also play a cross kicking game, so. Johnny May last week made a lot of points for fantasy. Oh no. Like, just as I said that, I realized I didn't make my fantasy picks. Awesome. Woo! That's great. So my fantasy is screwed because I have a lot of guys that aren't playing this weekend. Like Cheslin Colby is my captain.
It was the one thing we pinpointed before the game was the attacking ability of George for two attack playmakers with Ryan Farrell. There was an element of
yeah, I get that. Played fullback and fly half. Got a lot of concussions. I was also always hit very hard getting concussions. One day I drove home on my bicycle. Didn't even know I did. Got tackled on the field. Didn't even know I drove home or rode home. That's rugby. It's fun. Everyone should try it. England carrying it forward on the 10-meter line of New Zealand.
That's quick to step out of the tackle area, not overcommitting at right times.
The score has been still for a while. Farrell kicking it forward into the 22. Line out. Great one to. Great place to have it out. Great place to have it out. New Zealand gonna have a defensive line out in their own 22. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. You should just actually, it should be a little bit more, they should teach you a little bit how to protect yourself as well. But hey, it's part of the game.
Carry after the line-up win.
It's another great kick from Aaron Smith.
Great kick from Aaron Smith. Get some meters.
It's almost like England said, for the first 20, we are going to run them off their feet, and then the next 20.
New Zealand does look a little bit tired. Okay, well, that's Retallick. He is coming back from injury, so. Yeah, it's for the weak. There's no such thing. You got to protect yourself.
George and Lewis.
Yeah, both of these teams are very hard at the moment. England carrying it. Beating ALB out wide. ALB just getting him. On the 22 of New Zealand, Vunipola carrying it forward. Savea contesting. Can you close that door, please?
That first receiver. Evans finds Laws after Sam Whitelock had overtracked. Mako Vunipola carrying underhill, working hard to secure the ruck.
Vunipola carrying it forward again. Usually I say Vunipola and the other one is Mako Vunipola because Billy Vunipola underhill over, but they're probably gonna go back for that obstruction. It looked like obstruction for me.
Sam Underhill, who was denied a try at Twickenham.
Yeah, they're checking the overlap after obstruction. Definitely.
Yeah, I think you might be denied the
You shouldn't really tackle him, man. You should just softly go in. You shouldn't really try and kill the guy, man. Or show him a video. Get him to never go back to rugby again. Show him like the most brutal tackles ever. Okay, so there's at the moment for anyone that's coming in now, there's a TMO review of a try for Underhill. I doubt it's going to be a try. It looked like a bit of an obstruction run.
Yeah, Sam White taking contact with Tom Curry.
It's debatable. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's obstruction. It's obstruction. Definitely. Not because of the guy that scored the try, because of the guy that actually passed the ball. He was obstructed and he made the try. So, yeah, no, I think it's obstruction there. Taking two guys out. Well, New Zealand well played. That's what they did. They went for the guy obstructing. No try, penalty. Yeah, just as I thought. Didn't think it's going to stand that one. Underhill has been denied a couple of important tries in his life. This being one of them. The other one was also against the All Blacks, right? Yeah, the other one was also against the All Blacks last year. Well, Namibians like South Africans. I know a lot of times Welsh doesn't like the English, or am I wrong there? Is it the Scots more? Grant, how is your Arabic at the moment? Do you understand a bit? Or can you say or talk a bit of it? How long have you been over there? No, man, but you should have tried to kill him. You should just show him a soft one. You start by showing them touch rugby. That's the trick. Show them touch rugby. Don't throw them in the deep end if they don't know how to swim yet. Is it necessary to actually speak Arabic over there, or can you actually just go on with English? Get along everywhere. Carrying forward for England on the halfway line.
Forward. No mark called by Richie Mo'unga.
Mo'unga carrying it forward. Scott Barrett, Retallick. Here, something dangerous is coming. Something dangerous is coming. Oh, bad pass. Goodyear running with it. Bowden Barrett has it. Sorry for the dogs. Okay. I thought I was, while I was speaking, I interrupted myself and corrected myself as well. Hey, maybe you think they like you, and then on the other hand, they don't. And maybe we have the same problem with Namibians. Maybe they just pretend to be nice to us. Teaching them Afrikaans. Okay, interesting. Ah, everyone speaks English. That's good. Sorry for the noise in the background, guys.
George finds it, George. Ben Youngs with not a great
I'm watching in the living room with other people, so noise is going to happen.
Also, you see the lineup looks to be under a bit of pressure. England won it so easy, and it just comes a bit of time.
The score has been stagnant for a while. England kicking it forward. New Zealand receives it, Bridge has it, and he gets tackled.
Reese.
Every player from New Zealand has been covered. Every player is constantly has nowhere to go.
And Bridge.
No, yeah, out from New Zealand.
Watson working hard.
New Zealand has been struggling so far, I must say. But Hansen, the guy in screen, is a brilliant coach. Second half come out completely different.
New Zealand are trying to go. They want to pick up this fielding, and they don't mind this.
This must be stressing out some New Zealanders out there.
To try and create those opportunities. England defensively have been great. But here, Joel, England, a lot of players, a lot of line breaks.
I think England just needs another 3 points or so just to put it outside of 7. And then they should slow down this game and take it away from New Zealand. But on the other hand, how they are playing is really drowning out New Zealand. So maybe just continue that. But second half is going to be interesting because that's
Line-out is a battle for the All Blacks. There's a serious element of concern in the backs. As they're not getting the quality ball they used to, and they simply don't have the space they're accustomed to.
Plenty of chat from the New Zealand senior players. You saw Bowden Barrett in there with the backs. From Moana.
line out time for England on halfway line or just a little bit over halfway line. England's line out has been very secure, and as I say it, the lock completely drops it. That's how it works. Hey, All Black fans, they're still in it. They're always in it. They can be 3 tries down by the last 10 minutes, still in it.
Brilliant pickup from Scott Barrett.
Knock on from the All Blacks. The All Blacks haven't shown their silky skills as always. They've been struggling.
One good thing, this was sort of well done, but clumsy.
Yeah, probably knock on.
From Barrett.
Just.
Like he was just coming in for the team.
Just. Some refs might have left it and said it's pickup. Big pickup. Scrum time, England.
Deep breaths being taken. Furious pace.
About 30 out from their line, maybe a bit less. Most of the game has been played in the All Blacks half. Penalty to England at scrum time. And they're going to go back to the other half again. Yeah, definitely an overextending from the number 3 of New Zealand. Daly, cannon boot Daly. Massive kick. Is it out? Foot on the line. Works out brilliantly for England. The line out just outside the 22 of the All Blacks. Stuff is just not working out for the All Blacks today. Almost saving the ball brilliantly, but his foot was definitely on the line. He should have just jumped and popped it back in. Maul time for England. Not really going anywhere. Shifting it to the side. No, still not going anywhere. Using it. Ooh, strange pass.
Underhill peeling around.
New Zealand under pressure again.
Something very special. Sam Underhill.
Sinclair Carrying it forward.
Cut down by Lolana. And
Drop goal, Farrell.
He's got time.
Or was it forward? Couldn't see. Looks miss anyway. That would have been a crucial one from forward. He had time. He could have taken a little bit more time. Just missed it. They like their moustaches. Yeah, they actually do it a lot of times when they on the road. Arrange facial hair for the duration of it, and then when they get to the final or whatever, then they shave it off. So I expect that they'll only shave it when they get to the final. Sorry, I see the connection is unstable again, but hopefully everything goes smoothly. Yeah, looks like it restored itself. That drop goal, if Ford got that, that would have been a very crucial one.
Talk about experience against Namibia. Sam Whitelock got his 100th with an All Black jersey. Kieran Reid got 106. So whenever you have
the scrum has taken a while to set.
Those are the men you turn to. Aaron Smith just 9 losses in 90 tests as an All Black.
Okay, hopefully for New Zealand's sake, they don't give a penalty away again. Scrum time for the English. Just in front of the 22.
Jones, Watson off it. Jones for Curry.
Okay, the defense is getting a little bit harder now from New Zealand. Like I said, now they stood back a little bit. Now they are going in for it. Backwards from Laws. On the 22 of New Zealand. Sinclair, knock on. I don't know if that was the best option anyway. Their line looked ready to run it.
Pops a lot of drop the ball once in a while.
Nigel Owens warning someone. Warning someone on the field. If they say that again, it's going to be a penalty. So I'm wondering who is it. Probably a scrum half. It's usually scrum halves in trouble for speaking to the refs.
Last week against Australia when he hit that
Scrum halves or hookers.
hole in the midfield.
They're usually in trouble. Scrum on the 22, basically centre of the park for New Zealand.
Off the All Blacks.
Fiji with a coach like Eddie Jones would be brilliant. I think a coach like these legendary coaches like Jake White, or even a guy like John Mitchell, who is assisting at England, would do a great job at Fiji. But they just have other problems as well. But coaches like that would actually, it doesn't matter about that problems. They are good enough to get everything sorted out. I think Fiji was quarterfinal contenders in this World Cup already. They just messed up badly, really messed up badly. And I think that was more other teams targeting them, trying to surprise them, while Fiji was focusing on the bigger games, trying to beat the bigger teams. The smaller teams focused on Fiji, and knew Fiji wasn't going to be focusing on them. So I think Fiji was already very good. They were just a bit surprised, but they weren't as good as they're supposed to be. I think Fiji could be a brilliant team if they actually could get a proper coach. Not that their coach isn't proper, but I mean legendary status coach, like first, or in the top 5 country coaches, that type of coaches. Let's say it like that.
In the fight with Ali Sabia.
Little bit of problems for Youngs at the back of the ruck. A lot of pressure at the ruck time, and it's over. England has secured the ball.
Reach himself over the ball. Back up on Nicola.
Is England just going to settle for a 7-0 lead at halftime, or are they just going to carry it forward like this, or are they actually going to aim for another try? What do we think? Even all the dangerous guys in New Zealand's team hasn't gotten any room yet, but it's because they've been pinned back in their own half. Savea going out wide. New Zealand making some meters. Holding penalty for England. Scrum off. No, it's not a scrum off. Curry over the ball. Brilliant play there. And that's what I said. I think England is going to have a little bit of a better game at ruck time because they have more guys contesting for it. Yes. Fiji is a very good team. They have very good athleticism. It's just sometimes they still make some of those minor nation mistakes of not making the right call at the right time, not going in focused for every game as if it's the most important game you will ever play. Some of those type of issues are still in the team, and there's other issues as well. Off the field stuff, like all of their players don't get released to go play for the country, that type of stuff. So a lot of times those specific islands, you don't even see their best players there. But Fiji was lucky to have most of their best players over there. But on the sevens front, they have no problem there. Sevens front, they are probably one of the best we'll ever see. Now their game plan isn't great. They bash over everyone if they can, and then if that stops working, give it to the number 10 and let him kick, and then it doesn't work out. Australia's game plan was so horrible. Give it to Karevi and let him do something with it. Basically. New Zealand looks like they are trying to get a try just before halftime. That's something they do. Just before halftime, just after halftime. That's the type of stuff they do. New Zealand going wide or trying to go wide. Cut out. Minute and a half to go. Penalty for England. They have to go for poles. Daly can go for the distance. Accuracy also just as good. If you quickly want to go check the Elliot Daly long range kicks on YouTube just to see how many times he has done it, he can do it. Yeah, I think they do struggle with the structure, but I think what they struggle with the most is just to have a different game plan than in sevens. In sevens, they give it to a big guy, run in, pop it, run in, offload, run in, offload. In 15-man, you can't always do that. The thing about Fiji's game is they go for the 50-50 pass more often than not. And in the 15-man game, you go for it every now and then when it's clear as day that there's an opportunity.
First half.
George Ford going for the kick. Okay. England having 3 guys to kick. Elliot Daly is more for the guys, for the kicks more than 50 meters. That's where he gets in.
30 World Cup points.
I would just love to see Elliot Daly kick it. I just like seeing the long range kickers get it. Just like tomorrow, I want to just see France Stein just get a massive kick in. It's my goal for the game. Hey, 10-0 at halftime for England. Well done. It's going good for them. Just want to see if it's halftime. No, it's time for a kickoff apparently, because the kick was just before the gong of the halftime.
Kicking the contested ball.
Whoa, that was a risky one. That was a risky kick out. If Goodyear could get that ball there.
In the first half of this first.
Yeah, South Africa, we have, well, actually not. South Africa has Pollard, who's actually a lot better than he has been of late. We have Faf de Klerk, he's also a brilliant kicker. At the back, yeah, no, there's at the moment not as many. But we have a lot of subs as well that can do it. We have Damian Willems, we have Elton Jantjies, we have Frans Steyn. There's quite a few guys that could actually kick it. No problem, man. I'm just going to step out for probably 2 minutes. I'll be back now. Literally 2 minutes. See you guys now.
Good breakfast. It's the lunch for me. Big breakfast. And a couple of seeds. Granny always says, the girls are lovely with vinegar. Madam, my uncle loves Emirates for thousands of channels. Not my sister, if she ever spoke to me, would say, it's a free Wi-Fi. You get so much more than Emirates. Even the baby would say, like Emirates, like better.
And more live on the World Champions Super Sport. Partly brought to you by Prudential Investment Managers. Yes.
Policy doctors and networks switch to competence today. If you strive to see further than what's in front of you, you'll see the potential and the possibility of harnessing energy from the sun. You'll see the power of technology and all hopes and dreams out of sound and stone. Because when you look at the world, nature changes.
When there's a gap, fill it. Only at Spur. Dominant first half from England, 10 points to no, 1 try conversion and a penalty. Very clinical the first 40 minutes to find Robo, as expected. You know, there's a pace that England often we talked about the breakdown. What did you pick up in terms of the difference to the two? Forensic tech from England as hard as started. That's been one of those things, Joe, that they really wanted to get into the game, quickly into the set. And they started this by just getting perfect forward and attacking on those tracks just to put them under pressure so they can stretch them.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Just made a cup of coffee. It's still a bit early for me for a beer. Well, I'm in the mood for one. Yeah, Colby could actually kick as well. He used to kick on the sevens. Well, that was drop goals, but I'm sure Colby could kick as well.
The good thing here is there seems to be a lot of control. They're carrying up in singles, but it's not as if New Zealand are coming up and smashing them. Put one player into the tackle, and they're not contesting the ball on the floor. So you're just giving England more and more time.
Yeah, she helps me a lot with this stuff. She's doing the scores today, the John de Villiers thing that she arranged. Yeah, you remember all of it, man. It's the plan. It's the plan.
The energy puts so much pressure on the Sydney's player, especially with their line out attack.
She's nosy. She wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, well, look at this ball here. I mean, that's the best ball that the All Blacks can have in that part of the field. But, you know, there's great contesting there. So the All Blacks rolled the dice with getting the ball at the back of that line. It didn't work out for them. And another try that got turned over a little bit later.
Man, if I had to update the scores the whole time, I'd forget. You see me every now and then just look at the score to see if it has been updated. And hi, miraculously, it has been updated. I would forget the whole time. I would need you guys to remind me the whole time.
Just from turnover attack.
It's 11 over here. Well, it's 12 somewhere, so. But I'm enjoying my coffee at the moment. I haven't had breakfast yet. With all the problems that I had to sort out with the Wi-Fi this morning, couldn't get to it, so this is my breakfast. Second cup of coffee, so.
Good job on the edge there, bring those line speeds sort of into set. So I think they're really struggling to get into.
New Zealand is struggling. Like the commentators over here is brilliant because it's from New Zealand. There's some New Zealand commentators. There's an English guy, and then the South Africans, obviously. And what they are saying is New Zealand has been struggling to get the ball, struggling to do anything.
You really want to be 3 scores.
Man, how many times have you done that for breakfast coffee?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a bad decision from players. You hold on to
That's true, what they're saying as well. England has dominated, but they also haven't used all their opportunities. If they used all their opportunities, which you have to do against New Zealand, they would have been ahead probably by 20-0 at the moment, which would be a lot more comfortable. 10-0, not at all comfortable against New Zealand. They can get 7 just after halftime. Hansen would tell them exactly where to kick off because it's their kick off. And then 3 points, you get it from nowhere. Intercept try, you're ahead. So New Zealand hasn't done anything in this game, but they're only 10 points behind. So interesting. But I have to give it to English fans who has been telling me England can do it. I've said they can do it. I didn't think they will do it, but they're on the road to doing it. Yeah, you have to watch this game. New Zealand is behind. It's interesting. I think a lot of people are going to re-watch this game if they actually lose. 10 o'clock, you still have to watch it. You can't not watch it, man. But New Zealand is going to fight back. I'm pretty sure Hansen has something up his sleeve. It's not going to be the same game that we saw a little bit earlier. It's not going to be the same game as the first half. It's going to be completely different now. They had their surprise try in the first 2 minutes that caught New Zealand off guard. And then from there on, it was in the first 2 minutes. From there on, England dominated everything, but actually just got 3 points for it. That's a proof of what New Zealand is doing. Well, I don't think so. It's not the Japanese side. Japan is very big on doing stuff like that, covering everything with media. I don't think so, but hey, it would be interesting if they did. A miraculous night of England beating the All Blacks. Or something like that. I am not a movie producer. I'm a mere YouTube creator. Yeah, Sam Kane, second half to help with the breakdown. I think so, because Scott Barrett, who's on to compete for the lineouts, hasn't worked. has not worked. They've been struggling. England has actually took a few of the balls off. I'm just still so negative. I didn't make my fantasy picks. My whole season is over. I could have left the whole flippin' fantasy for the whole World Cup. I didn't. Just in the second last week, didn't make my picks. I usually do them while I do my predictions, but this time I was a bit busy, so I said I'll just do it tomorrow morning before the game. Never do that. Joe Moody drop goal. Hey, if desperate times come for desperate measures, you might see something like that. No one's going to cover that.
Yes. What's this box?
People do say that. It's probably, I don't think exactly like that, but I think the chances are bigger for the team that wins this to win the final as well. When did you make your picks? Before the teams were out? I always make my picks on gut feel. I look at the teams, and then just after looking at the teams, I just think, okay, what's the score? And then I just put it down. That's my gut feel. Unless it's big scores that I'm doing, then I always think of, okay, it's going to be a try and a conversion, another try and a conversion, then it's going to be a try without a conversion, a penalty, and stuff like that. Don't know. A lot of the times we overthink this stuff. I've always wondered, the guys that are winning it, what's the technique they are using? Do they just put a score down, or do they actually have a proper technique in doing it? Yeah, that might have been a little bit early there. Teen and up. A lot of people are predicting that, angry at people for backing South Africa, but remember they won the Six Nations this year. They've been outperformed a little bit, but they can still surprise. Gatland can do a lot of things in that team. Oh, England. Eddie Jones. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, doesn't like England just because of Eddie Jones. Myself included, actually. Because, I mean, I'm a Stormers supporter in the Super Rugby, and he was at our team for like 2 weeks. And then England walked in. Like, that's not something that's very cool to us. And then from there on, we've been in a lot of problems at our club. So, yeah, he was supposed to be the guy saving the team. Mr. Beast. Which Mr. Beast? I just know the Beast in the Springbok team. It's apparently a YouTuber, my friend says. He spends a lot more time watching YouTube. I spend a lot of time creating stuff on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. What does he do? What content does he cover? Honestly, I've never heard of him. Sorry. I watch rugby, guys. That's what I watch. And for some reason, skateboarding videos. I watch that a lot as well. Wow, 2 million trees. It's basically wow, that's amazing. He must be making a lot of money, or he is a millionaire, or what? It's a good cause. If he plants a lot of trees, that's a good cause. But he probably doesn't do stuff like that all the time. Okay, he does stuff like that all the time. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's not gonna happen from me, guys. Not soon. I'm not making anything from this. All for love and charity. Okay, kickoff from New Zealand. Let's see what Steve Hansen has up his sleeve. Grant, you predicted correctly. Scott Barrett is off. Sam Kane is on. It is to counter that rucks. Yeah, but that's the fun part to watch those videos.
Lost the challenge over the ball. Mwanga cuts up good view for Reed. Leonard Brown.
New Zealand already running with the ball, already looking different. Well, dropped the ball. That's not different than the first half. Who would have believed this is the score after half-time? But England is supposed to have a lot bigger score at the moment. They're dominating it. Half line. Is it time for Daly this time? Is it time for Daly to get that kick? Yeah, definitely playing the play off the ball. If it wasn't for a ref like Nigel Owens, that would have been left. Just saying. Just saying. And it's good. It's supposed to be called every time. Because the All Blacks does stuff like that, but a lot of teams does that, so it's probably evens out at the end. Okay, time to go for goal from Elliot Daly. You've been missing a very good game from England. Okay, kick from Elliot Daly just beyond the 50-meter line. He can definitely do this. It's definitely in his range. It's just going to be, is it going to be accurate? Quickly goes. Looks like it's miss. It looked from the start like he skewed it. Again, England missing an opportunity to get points. Just missing it. Oh, I understand. So luckily you've been watching it. England's dominating, but they're not capitalizing. Up and under from Ford. Daly under the ball. Is he going to get it? England has it. England gets the ball back. Just outside the 22 of New Zealand. Again, a useless kick from Farrell. 20% might get you to like through halfway of this half. Yeah. Yeah, that long distance kickers, they always struggle for the accuracy, which is understandable. I could hardly get the ball past 30 meters when I kick. So, ball bit scrappy from England. Vanipola again, a strong carry. Going to the short side. Interception, Reese. Interception, England. Just doing it that way. Penalty on the 5-meter line for England. Just still winning the battle at ruck time. Now the question is, go for poles or go for the line? It's probably best to go for points, but they are at the flipping line. They can get points. And their lineouts have been brilliant. The previous one, I think it was Underhill that scored it, the number 7. It didn't count because it was obstruction. Someone ran in front of the player receiving the ball, passing the ball, and blocking the tackler from actually getting to the attacking player, and that's the obstruction call then. You can't do that.
Johnny May.
Line out. They didn't do that, Grant. The maul not going forward. Cody Taylor completely at the back of it. Retallick is going through, straight through. Oh! Try time from England! Wow! All Blacks are just not getting it. 15-0. I did not see this coming, but New Zealand can still click into gear. But how it's going at the moment, it doesn't look like they are. I always support the team that's really deserves it. England is deserving it. Whoa! That might be a knock-on. Yeah. Nigel Owen saw it. Nigel Owen saw it. He knocked the ball into a different player. That's a knock-on. It's not a try. It's not going to be a try. Just wait with the board. Let's look here. Okay. He lost the ball. Who lost the ball though? Oh, that's a difficult call. I don't think it's a... I think the guy that's holding it on his leg is the one that dropped it initially. Or how do you call it? Because it's two players with their hands on the ball. And one of them receiving it back. I can't hear. They say no try. Like I said.
That is huge. That is huge.
Second try of England being retracted. So the player that knocked on the ball knocked it into the player in front of him, and that player received the ball. So that's actually a penalty to New Zealand. You can't do that. You can't play the ball from an offside position. Very technical, very technical. If you just think of it in open play, if you knock the ball on and there's a player in front of you and he picked up the ball and he's in your own side, that's offside. So in the maul situation, everything's close together. It's still the same thing. That's why it's a no try. It's technical, but it's the right call from the Welshman. New Zealand have been saved for a second time there. Right call. I've been watching rugby my whole life. Literally my whole life. Since I've been maybe under the screen call. Like, literally my whole life I was a baby. So. England is going to scrum hard now. They're going to go in for it. Try and get New Zealand. Just show them we want the ball back.
Layla Brown runs to George Ford, who stands up bravely in defence, and then Smith. Happy with the safety of touch.
Okay, safety of touch, as the commentator calls it, for New Zealand. Whew. If England wins, would South Africa beat them in the final? If any of these two teams win, will South Africa beat them? I don't think, let's first say it like this. I think if Wales progress to the final, and if they face any of these two sides, Wales won't win. South Africa progress to the final, the other team is probably favourites. I have to say it I have to say the other team is probably favourites. But Rassie Erasmus is a master at just having a best strategy at calling stuff and knowing what the other team is going to do. And they completely play a different game. But I think South Africa would probably be up against the wall for this. But it's a final. It would be a repeat of the 2007 World Cup final, which would be awesome.
For George. Forward this time for Curry.
Nah, the English commentators will obviously do that, blaming the TMO. That was a fair call, completely right. Knock the ball into the player in front of you. That's a knock on. Like I explained it, if it happened in open play, it's an easy call. It's just now everything compressed together. It's difficult to see, but it's still a fair call. Nothing against the call from Nigel Owens. Completely right. Or Marius Jonker, South African, but I've been more angry at Marius Jonker in my life than I've been happy. So don't think I'm just supporting him.
Penalties against Sam Kane for attacking off the ball.
There's a bit more urgency.
Yeah, true. It's gonna be a tough one if England had to go to the final as well. It's another very big game for them. While South Africa, they've actually played Japan, which is it's a big game, but it wasn't very physical. Wales, we'll see how they play tomorrow, but it might not be a lot of very physical games in a row, which might aid South Africa. The one thing, the team that wins from Wales or South Africa has a short turnaround. It's 6 days to the final. This team that wins here has 7 days to the final. The other team only 6 days. So this team that wins here already has a little bit of an upper hand. Yeah, they will hate Jonker. They're not thinking of it completely. Is it Woodward commentating? A lot of people don't like him. Same for Wales. They've had a big game. I mean, Wales probably, if you think of it carefully, probably shouldn't have been there. Lucky to be there. France really outplayed them. We're lucky that won. That's all that matters. Penalty for Ford. It's in front of the poles. I can't see why he'll miss it. Centre. Score 13-0 for England. 50th minute. Yeah, I don't think Wales would beat England. But yeah, that 6 day turnaround really evens the things out a bit. Or actually might edge it a little bit to the team that wins today instead of the team that wins tomorrow. Dane Cole's on. Expect a couple of runs on the wing from him. He loves going onto the wing, shifting there, getting a couple of balls. Jordy Barrett on for Bridge. Hansen looks like he might be panicking a bit. Does Hansen panic? Do you think he does? He's always cool, calm and collected. Yeah, they stepped up the game. I think they stepped up the game after not winning the Six Nations. That was a little bit of a reality check for them. They are saying thank you for the score. England gets it back. Wow. That kick could have gone out, but it's not. Still a bad one for them. Barrett kicking it out. Commentators are right. England winning everything at the moment. They are completely dominating it. Hansen's face looks a little bit red. And I try to be positive. Doesn't always work, but let's hope. Over for the All Blacks? No, it's not over for them. Never. It's never over. If the lead is 20 points in the last 10 minutes, maybe I'll say so. Depends on how the game's going then. That's the only way I'll say that. It's never over for the All Blacks. Two Vunipolos going forward. Kick from Youngs. England really getting the kicking game going now, pinning the New Zealanders back. Barrett forced to kick it back. Good point. Sam Kane is on there to at the breakdowns, but at the moment he's not competing at the breakdown. He's making tackles, which is not what he's supposed to be doing on the field. Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. It's never over for New Zealand. Definitely not. They just need a couple of great runs at the last 10 minutes and they through. Because what they usually do is the other team thinks we're good, we're winning this one, and then they just shift the gear, win it. So it's not over yet. It's not over. New Zealand would not want to be kicked out like this. Especially, I don't know if you guys saw on social media, the guy with that tattoo on his calf. He might be massaging at the moment. Daly going through. Does he receive it? No, Reese covers it. New Zealand under a lot of pressure on their own 5-meter line. Looks like they absorbed it. Going on the short side. Probably just gonna clear it out. Sam Kane, and then probably a kick. No, running it. If they start running from their own line, then you know they are starting to panic. That's one thing I have to say. Very bad kick. Very bad kick to New Zealand. Adi Savea over the ball. New Zealand running with it. And knock on from Dan Coles. I said he's going to be on the wing. The guy with the tattoo, he's probably at the moment trying to see if he can still rub it off or something. Still fresh, you never know. Hey, it's confidence. If that was now someone with more changes from New Zealand, I think it's another 3 players coming on. Perenara coming on, he might be a big change in the side. Perenara has been in better form for me. Sunnyville Williams also been in great form this World Cup. I've seen why he's there. Really great offload game. It's going to be difficult to tackle now with him as well, getting the offloads through. And 2 props on as well, Ta'avao and Tuungafasi. Courtney Law's going off for England. They are still slowly bringing on their changes.
Brown will shift out one. George Cruz on for England.
Line out secured by Retallick. Dane Cole's running. We have a few more Hurricanes players on the field now. We might collarbone in rugby, yes, collarbone. Played fullback. A lot of times you have to tackle number 8 running through, and yeah, not a good one. Collarbone and upper rib. Sprained a lot of stuff. Yeah, not too bad. Not broken. Really badly. Oh, big tackle. It's at the ruck. Nigel Owens letting it go. Oh, blocking the kick from Barrett.
Short side to go.
Yeah, the biggest thing. Probably the best position New Zealand has been on in yet. Man, I don't have an English jersey. What am I supposed to wear? I'm still waiting for an English jersey. I'm waiting for my fans to step up. I'm kidding, don't worry.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, so no arms there.
No arms tackle. Might be the first card for this semi-final. It's luckily not high. It's not in the face or something. They're going to review it. I don't know, like 5? Okay. Let's have a little bit of a review. Sorry if I'm a bit silent. Well, first thing that I saw, it might be a yellow card. Let's just quickly check it on the replay. It might be a penalty try. Depends on everything. There's a lot of things that could happen here. Okay. Shoulder charge. It's under. His arm is out. His arm is out. It's under the shoulder as well. Might just be a penalty. His arm was out. It's maybe not conventional, but it's not a shoulder boy Farrell tackle. It's not a legit just that. It's actually trying to wrap a chicken wing. He tried to wrap. He tried to wrap. Great stuff, Nigel Owens. Hopefully we get refereeing like this from Garcia tomorrow. Don't think so. England getting the line. Oh, what? Well, that's how you give a try away. The literal meaning of giving a try away is that. That's the literal meaning. It's in nice Afrikaans there. What? And hasn't worked at all for 6 points after this kick. Wow, that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Game on.
Hugely important kick for Moana. You see them win a converted try.
Center.
Nails it.
6 points behind for New Zealand after doing absolutely nothing in this game. Don't know if you guys agree, but I feel they haven't reached possession. They haven't scored tries that they were supposed to. They kicked a few balls missed. They're kicking sometimes when they shouldn't. They're their own enemy. New Zealand isn't doing anything here. Which might beg the question, isn't it maybe better for whoever's going to the final to play against New Zealand if New Zealand's going to play like this? But I doubt they'll play like this 2 weeks in a row.
So addicted to pouncing on opposition mistakes.
Wow.
Only retaliate that time and then apply the pressure.
Let's see if the hooker gets the jumpers this time. It's a less important throw, so it will probably be right. Yes. Tulagi, very strong carry.
It's a recipe that's worked well so far off the top of England's line.
Against them, they hang on and just somewhere at the end, jump in, score a try. Yeah, that isn't the way back into the game. That's all they needed. One accidental try. They've done it a couple of times. Kick. Good kick. The bounce was just not perfect. Oh, great tackle. Knock on from New Zealand. England has to capitalize on this. And they're going wide. They have to do something here. Just brilliant defense. England on the 5-meter line. Vunipola taking it forward. Tulagi waiting, not getting it. Marco Venipola.
Gundo.
Carrying it forward. England is really going forward.
Was it ball?
They need to cancel out that silly try that they gave away.
Was it ball? Good, was
Venipola. Advantage offside. Again, not a lot of other refs would blow that. Again, offside from New Zealand. I don't think they called it though. Knock on from England. Penalty. Have to go for poles. Have to go for poles. Only 6 points ahead. They have to go. Are you playing rugby or what?
Absolutely brilliant. Huge panic from Geordie Barrett.
They have to go for poles over here.
Showing the urgency to get over that goal line. The All Blacks trying to defend it, jumping the gun a little bit, but it's an England team that get a slip. They're so wise in the way they approach the attack. Look at they got slowed down. They didn't slow it down.
Underhill has got a great game. 12 tackles, 2 turnovers. Great game from him. Taking the points, obvious choice here. Getting the points. Let's see. Ford going for it. England fans starting to sing. Is this out of support or out of confidence? I doubt it's out of confidence. Still not safe for England. That try. Nigel Owens is having a brilliant game. Really great game from him. I've always liked him. He's one of my favorite referees. Not just because he's very good at what he does, because of the banter he also has on the field. It's always fun to see what he can come up with.
His replacement. The oldest man in the squad, one of only 2 scrum halves. In England's 31-man squad, Willie Hines played against so many of this All Black team.
England has the ball. In their own 22, probably just a kick there. Whoa.
Bernara. Once Leonard Brown.
Out.
I know he's got major issues here. He's taking it back to his right knee. He's hobbling around.
Oli Savaya is apparently having a couple of problems, saying he's injured. Looks like a stinger, just looks like he's running it off. Yo, that was playing on the ground, definitely. Oh, no, Oli Savaya, he's injured. He's injured. Just one of my favorite players in the world, Oli Savaya. Really like him. Let's see. Is he going to stand up and play? He's also one of the best rated players in the world at the moment.
Just hoping and praying that you can close at a point like this and find a way to scramble to win. They have dominated this game. They've been brilliant from them.
So up. Just want to see. Can't see him in the screen at the moment. Torje, 7 carries, 20 meters made, 3 turnovers, 1 line-out steal. Great game from him. There's a lot of English players that has been really standing out.
64 minutes. It's cost them
Yeah, mostly sports. Mostly sports. Okay, scrum time. I just want to see if Savaya actually putting some pressure on it.
Rugby World Cup final. 291, Keithana.
Going on the short side.
Short side from Moronga.
New Zealand really running with the ball now. Massive tackle from Tulagi. New Zealand managing to hang on to the ball.
Stays right up there in the second half. Lead. Into Perenara. Williams.
Oh, Barrett trying to test the line, not doing any.
Struck the ball in the tackle. Huge hit on.
Massive hit from Itoje. The defense of England is being tested now for a change.
Legally off the line.
Barrett kicking it.
Now the chase is on for 7.
Good position for the kick. Oh, Reese putting a guy under pressure. Willie Hines, New Zealand born player at scrum half for England. Used to play for the Crusaders. Good kick, but it's not far enough. Out far enough. Forward pass, surely. They leave it. And New Zealand could still win it because they're running with the ball now. If they're running with it, then they always have a chance. Overlap on the side, very bad pass, saves England. Oof. Yep. Knock on, or what was it? Falling over the ruck. Whoa! What happened there? Perenara over on Farrell. Farrell, was it a real hit or is he doing a soccer player? England is really
A little predictable.
open hand to the head. Open hand.
Nope. Yeah, his eyes accident.
That's frustration.
Penalty. They're calling a penalty. Yeah, I don't think he actually meant to hit him in the head, but he did, and that's what happens. It's luckily an open hand for New Zealand. Open hand, penalty, closed hand, card. Nigel Owens just being his normal self. Whitelock has an unbelievable record. He doesn't give away penalties, but he does give away, or he does do sneaky things in crucial games. It was a final. Can't remember.
It's just an opportunity for the England defence to rush up because Lucas attack that channel time in, time out in the same space, in the same zone.
Okay, New Zealand back in their own half again. Itoje has been playing really hard in this game. Might be man of the match. Whitelock after his slap goes off. Tripoloto is on. Itoje getting the ball again. A lot of pressure. The more going forward, it looks very disrupted, but it's going forward. England running, they have advantage. I wouldn't give it away. Try and get the penalty to go at goal. Running with the ball. I would knock the ball on us. Yeah, just do that. I would have done that to go for goals from England. Itoje in your fantasy team, don't even say it. Don't even say it. I don't even want to think about the fantasy teams at the moment. Forgot to make my picks. Okay, England lining up some. That's what happens when you oversleep.
Final unofficial warning.
Final warning. Unofficial warning. Don't really know what that means, but probably just means final warning before I punish you with a card. If it wasn't Nigel Owens in this game, I truly believe New Zealand wouldn't have been penalised this much. I truly believe it. Don't know what you guys think about it. I truly believe different referee, maybe Garcia one, would not have penalised him as much. You have to play the ref. Guys like Richie McCaw knew exactly how to play the ref. Bocock knows exactly how to play the ref. The team needs to know how the ref is going to blow. Nigel Owens is strict on the rules.
Probably doesn't change too much. It's still a two-score game. But what it means is New Zealand give away one.
Mid-20s.
It's a three-score game, then it's trouble. It's trouble already, but then it's grave trouble.
Okay, penalty time. This one could be a very important one.
Left out of the starting lineup for
12 points ahead. That makes it more comfortable. Not safe, but 12 points ahead. Very comfortable.
Back into the number 10.
Centre.
Striking the ball.
Over.
Turning as he struck this one. It's a penalty.
Score is 19-7. Ford has been kicking brilliant.
Lead by 12. And all Eddie Jones's talk of beating the underdogs during the week. Well,
I predicted before the World Cup South Africa in the final, so not right anymore so far. Hopefully, like you say, hopefully it's not a third place game for that. Then people are going to be saying the third place game is the actual final of the World Cup. Like they are saying this game is the actual final of the World Cup. England keeping New Zealand back in their own 22 with a kick. Barrett forced to kick it back.
Ask New Zealand to make all the play. Reese will continue to work his socks off. Flicked on by Kane for second Reese.
Reese going through. Baranara. He binds with some Hurricanes players. Penalty. Holding on to the ball. Well done from England again. I have to commend them for that. I did not expect it to be like this. England is completely dominating New Zealand. Is it safe to say it? Is it safe to say that we're going to have a new champion yet? Don't know.
Left the scene. Mark Wilson carries on.
Well, initially I thought he wasn't holding up his back body weight, but he was absolutely great. Great little bit of play from SkinnyBru trying to instigate some New Zealand matches.
Rough day for the guy that got the tattoo. Yes, almost. Let's give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes, then we can say safely that guy's gonna really regret it. Hey, it's easy. You just erase the bottom part to get that part of the tattoo removed. New Zealand's gonna win the World Cup again someday. Flashbacks of the finals. Yeah, we might see it if South Africa goes through. That would be awesome. Okay, great. I'm doing a live stream again tomorrow for South Africa versus Wales, so you can tune in for that as well. Penalty New Zealand. Taranara tapping and running.
Ow.
The Barrett brothers, or Leonard Brown.
Yeah, I think that England's supposed to play like that. It's time.
Kane cut down.
Marler, great tackle. New Zealand running with it still. Offloading time for Sunny Ball. Trying. Curry looks injured.
Bernardo.
New Zealand is going to start running with it, and they're still in with a shout.
Up from Kane for Julie Barrett. Team comes in from Tupolotu.
Sunny Ball running, offload time.
Savia
Savaya, good run for him.
working his legs and
Out. Great tackle from the English player. Wilson is playing great rugby since he's come on. He's doing exactly what Underhill did when he was playing. Line out time for England.
The New Zealand attack taking there where
2 more minutes, then I'll say England wins. Maybe. I never feel safer with New Zealand. New Zealand scores 2 tries like that. The English fans feel they have it. They definitely don't see their team play against New Zealand enough to know that they're not safe here. As a South African, we see it enough. We see Super Rugby games enough as well. You're never safe. Never safe.
these chickens just yet with regard to New Zealand's performance against South Africa in the Rugby Championship. Victoria last year. It was about exactly this time that they produced 2 magnificent tries at the time.
Tulagi looks to be going off. I would not have made that call. It's a big call. He's been very good. One of the key players, maybe.
Just in time.
Okay, up and under. Reese knocking it on, but knocking it backwards, and then England knocking it on. Waste a bit of time in the scrum. It's good for England, so we might see English players take long, reset the scrum. New Zealand running with it.
Yet another tackle from the England captain.
They can score a try any moment now, and then the game is on.
George Ford and Sam Underhill, the only 2 to make all that.
I think they'll be fine, man. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to struggle for the final. It was a very physical game, but they still look fine. England regaining a ball from a kick, running with it. Watson beating a player. England trying to run with it. That ball is out technically. Penalty for England. England should just hold on to the ball now. Maybe a drop goal coming on. That would be safe. Out wide, it's open for England.
Go, 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 go.
England relentless.
England has been relentless on the defense, really. On attack as well, they've been brilliant on all facets. Go back for the penalty. It was a long advantage from Nigel Owens. Might get a lot of New Zealanders angry. That's the win. I don't see New Zealand coming back. It's a win for the English. My prediction for the weekend also wrong. Awesome. It's just brilliant. Any of you guys got this prediction right? Anyone predicted England by... Well, let's just wait for the kick. New Zealand going to the 3rd place playoff. Not winning a 3rd one in a row.
Victories in 105 games as head coach of New Zealand. 3 draws, just the 9 losses. And they'll be wondering where the drawn back.
This game should end now. I'm feeling the no breakfast thing now. I'm hungry now.
And they haven't really looked like creating anything.
I got this wrong on SkinnyBru as well, but I might be unhappy. I'm sorry for any New Zealanders watching, but I'm happy with seeing a new champion would be awesome. Doesn't matter who it even is. Even if it's England, I'll be happy. Just to liven things up a bit. Don't know if Nigel Owens the whole time. New Zealand completely outplayed. Miss. Doesn't matter. Wasted enough time. The kick would have made it so Barrett. They only needed the time to be wasted. That was forward pass. Surely. That was assistant referee.
Just over a minute and a half away. To remain watchful defensively. Metallic into contact.
Why? Because you're enjoying the game. Sunny ball, great offload. That time it was backwards. Interception. England has it. Just keep the ball. No. Don't go out wide. Keep the ball close. Keep it in the forwards. There we go. No one needs to make meters now. You have enough time. Whoa, that was diving into the ruck from Perenara. Yeah, you're getting your wish. Wales versus All Blacks. Maybe. Wales might go through to the final. New Zealand could score and it's still safe, but maybe just having this forever in the history books, the score of a semi-final against the All Blacks, this score would be brilliant.
Precious second game. New Zealand need to score right now.
New Zealand looks like they want to run with it now. Bad offload again from Sunnyball. Just trying too much. Who could blame him? Game right now. Massive hit. Holding on to the behind the backs. This looks like the New Zealand under 13 side at the moment. New Zealand would never kick this ball out now. They tried to get points. Knock on. Game over. England going through to the final. It wasn't knock on surely though. Yeah. England going through to the final. New Zealand, wow. I've never been this happy not to have predicted right. I'm sorry, New Zealand fans, but we're seeing a new champion. That's what most of the world wants. So good on England. I'll thank her. She did a good job. All the scores over here. Game over. England did well. Eddie Jones, he has a plan for it next week. Will be scared. It was a big one. And England has the upper hand of having 7 days to prepare and the opponent only 6 days. One thing I can say for sure, New Zealand will probably end like third place. I don't see anyone beating New Zealand next week. New Zealand will play for pride next week. Read. Man of the match for me in this one, just before they say it. There's a few guys. Itoje played well. Underhill played really well. Tulagi played well. Because Tulagi played well and scored a try, I'd probably say him. But any of those three would be my man of the match. How about you guys? Sam Underhill, brilliant game from him, yes. They are showing Sam Underhill. Is he man of the match? I don't know. I might have missed it in the celebration. Is it Itoje? Okay, now I've gotten all three. So. My pleasure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. England winning it. New Zealand, you could see it from the start. I thought second half it's going to be a different story, but it wasn't. Wasn't to be. England dominating every facet, dominating defense, attack, rucks. New Zealand lost it. Who would have thought? Against South Africa, or are we going to see an all Northern Hemisphere one of Wales versus England, which will be massive as well? The New Zealanders were completely outplayed today. No question about it. Has the man of the match been confirmed?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Sure.
They said man of the match.
Okay, man of the match is apparently Itoje. I could see it. He played really well.
Yeah. I believe.
Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Catch me tomorrow. I'm gonna do the stream for South Africa versus Wales as well. Hopefully everything goes smoothly again. My chats should go a little bit better as well because now I'm using the laptop and the cell phone. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you again soon. If you did like it, please hit subscribe. Most of you guys I do recognize anyway. All of you guys are loyal subscribers. See you again soon. Cheers.
There is so many words and things that we could have done a lot better.
I'm going to.
States like this, you can't.
Cheers, guys.